Hi, how are
Hello.
you guys doing? Oh my gosh, I'm really, really nervous doing this. Dude, I'm um this is my out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. Really excited to share to the team. I've been on this business for 5 months now. I first started with Justin, I think that was March. What I um what is good is when I met Justin, I think it's just a blessing because they were about to give me a different coach, and I saw and they recommend me Justin, and there you go. So I trained with him, and I told him that I only wanted to lose 5 pounds. That's all I want, just 5 pounds. And he said, Joe, would you like to get to your body to the next level? So he did the right thing, and he explained it to me, all this stuff and everything. And I said, Justin, I am so skeptical of taking supplements and medicines. I just really just work out, and I thought I'm really healthy. So he said, no, Joe, I will. He explained it to me, and then so I was on Slenderize, and in a week I already lost maybe 5 pounds. And I said, Justin, I think I'm done. And and I said, this is a really good product, and I feel healthy, and I feel good. And then pandemic strikes. I'm an esthetician. I own a business, and now I cannot open my business because of this pandemic. So what my well the transformation starts from me. So I start sharing this transformation from the very beginning to all my friends. Of course, it's the same as me. They're all like at the same age as me, and they're kind of skeptical also because most of them, they're on their 50s, and most of them are on medication or prescription. So I told them, I think you guys should, I like my friend Geraldine. She's a Zumba instructor, and she also works night shift. I was always emotional when she always tell me that, Joe, I'm always tired because she always work night shift, and she's my very good friend. And I don't know what to do. It's so I kind of share it to her. So I shared her organically, and I told her that maybe you can try my shake first. Actually, the Pure Nourish. So I gave it to her, and she said she felt great. I think I gave her like a little bit of it. And then when I told her that, Geraldine, I think you have to start doing the program with me. And I really have to tell them, you really need to join me. I all my friends, I said, you guys really need to join me. So she joined me with the program. And there you go. It just it's like a snowball effect, that everyone wants to get into the program. And one thing that's really good is, I when I start this program, I forgot when I joined the BYB, it's just organically I share all of this because women empowering women. I mean, Duke, it's great. You know, Even not women empowering women, women empowering men too. Because my group, my group are on the age of 50 and up, and most of them are very, kind of shy away because, oh, I'm taking medicine, I'm taking this prescription, and oh my gosh, and Justin did his job far and beyond. I cannot do this without him. I get so emotional when I share this because I cannot do this without him. And all my friends right now who are in the program, like Geraldine, she told me that she's not on her she's not diabetic anymore. She's not pre-diabetic. My friend May, who is she have a pain on her back and it's gone. These are just ladies that, like, they're not even looking for just um, um, losing weight. also for their wellness. My friend Maris, who's a cancer survivor, she's amazing. Oh my gosh. If you see her, she can she can run now. You know, some of my friends on Zumba Zumba community. This community made it so fun with them, and half of the those uh, Zumba class are on the Slenderize program right now, and we are growing. We are growing. Duke, I shared this to I me and Justin. I Justin, when is that when we sign up for a family, Duke? My for a so the mom, the dad, and the brother, they're all signed up, and also the sisters. So there's five of them, maybe being at maybe they're gonna be on the tap or on the BYB on the next cycle. So because there were always they're always like inspired by these women. They keep posting, and I share them also on my Facebook. So I'm so happy and I'm blessed that I'm in this community, and I'm doing the average 360. Really, I that's the main goal right there. I always touch what you said all the time. I'm always present. I know my camera's not on all the time, but I think I should now, because for me to be a good model for my group. And I always wanted to I always want to brainstorm with Justin also what how to do it more enjoyable for the ladies in every cycle, because I enjoy my transformation. I want to be more enjoyable for them.
Mm.
So it's not all about me, it's about them now. So I mean, just sharing this organically. I don't need to use my medical terminology. I'm also in the background of in medical field. I'm a lab technician when during back days. And I don't need to use my medical terminology to explain to them how this works and how this program works. It's just I just very excited sharing it to them, and they feel that I'm genuinely have a pure heart to share it to them. I don't even know the comp plan really either, so I I just share it to actually all my friends right now, and some of them are like Geraldine. She have all her coworkers are on the program too. That's why she became a supervisor. So I didn't even there's one I have a client, Sherry Ann. She always say, Ate, they call me Ate. You forced me to do this, but you know what? That's real. That's an uh, awesome sharing for me, because if you did not explain it to me well how this program works, I won't be I won't be on this program, and I won't have this good transformation. And she looked great, and they're sharing it also to their families and friends. Actually, they're sharing it organically, like like every each and every one of us.
Wow.
Sherry Ann, Maris. I think Justin is planning to have a Zoom for all these ladies, to so they can listen to the to this program, because we wanted to put it on it, with all the ladies who wants to to tune in to the Zoom with Justin. So he have a slide to explain everything, because it's kind of hard to call them, each and every one of them, and explain. And I think it's nice to invite them on, maybe on a Sunday morning, maybe whatever is convenient, and then explain it to them. you know um every, this wellness transformation, it's and the BYB. Oh my gosh, it really changed me a lot. I learned a lot. Thank you, Sheila. I love you, Sheila. I do.
I love you,
I
Josephine.
love you so.
It's that
I
girl
know.
power.
I always, yeah. I get so emotional when because it's really empowering women. So,
Can I
but yeah,
ask you a
thank you.
question?
Sure.
Can I ask you a question? And everything you said was a mic drop. Like for me, as I said, as I do conduct interviews and really be a commentator, my goal is to help people really take the nuggets out of this. And as I said, like for me, I've been exposed in this industry for 20 years and been on both sides as a builder and now as I help in terms as a trainer, my goal is to make sure people are able to apply very specific information that's gonna transform your business.
Right.
And so one thing the question that I gotta ask, and I want people to really listen on this one. You have said many times, for one, a couple of things she said is it's growing like a snowball effect,
Yes.
right? It's a snowball effect,
It is
and
so contagious. Contagious.
and so can I ask you, when you say people need to be a part of this program, can you describe that? Because I know it's not just using the products there.
Yes.
I know when you say program, it means many things.
Yes.
So what is that? What do you mean by program? What is it that they have to be a part of?
To be a part of this healthy lifestyle, first of all, is healthy body, and to healthy lifestyle. First of all, I just want them to win up their prescription, um, and they need it because to thrive. Because I don't want them. Sometimes they ask me, "Oh, I'm too old for that. I don't want any. I don't want to lose weight anymore." I said, I told them that it's not all about the age. I said, it's not all about like losing weight. I told them that you can, it's all about our health right now, because we're on the middle age right now, and I think we need this. We need this in our life. We need all this empowering and inspiring each other. That's what I wanted to share to them. It's not only on the program just to inspire them. If they see someone that, oh my gosh, she already looked great, and this this uh this community is like on their 50s and 60s, and they're slimming down, and most of them, they really have a hard time slimming down. And this one, they're not only slimming down, but they have more energy, so they really need this in their life. And actually, there's one lady that I wanted to tell you. I think Justin also mentioned it, that this lady, she's only taking the supplement. She's not even taking the rejuven. Oh, she's not even taking the drops. She's just taking the supplement, and she said she have tons of energy right now, and she can even dance, not like hurting her knees. So for them to share this with their family, Duke, I think that's a good thing to their family and their friends, and they will grow.
Amazing. Everything you're saying is a mic drop, because I would say, and I'm sure you all can hear this as well, is you feel so much passion.
I do. I don't know, Duke. I like whenever I'm here in the Saturday Academy, I always text Justin. I didn't, I was text Justin. I said, I feel so empowered by what Duke always, mentioned. I have all your sorry, I have all your notes here. So everything is
Wow.
on the note, really. Even
That gives
Sheila's
me
I know, even Sheila's BYB, everything's on the note. It's BYB if it's Saturday Academy, if it's Saturday Academy, everything's in the note. So I share this to them. I share it to my friends also. So I share it to Geraldine, especially Geraldine is doing so amazing right now, because they can see her, and she's a teacher, somebody teacher, so they see her transformation. So everyone is
Mhm.
looking at her, all eyes on her. There's some negative, there's some positive, but I told her, said, move on, just don't think of the negative stuff that they say. Maybe we can what we can do is we can invite them
Wow.
you know
Josephine, I want to say thank you for sharing all this, because
Thank you.
I'm going to try to describe in words everything that I took from this. Okay. And so, again, this is what I'm also going to do too. I'm going to have even Justin chime in a little bit. because as I said, there's so many nuggets here that I got, and I'm gonna go and reiterate the story, just okay. And so you all kind of caught this, all right. So first things first, from what I caught in the story was this: she joined a gym. Some of us here do not know that Justin Solidarios worked at a gym. I believe the gyms, some are open, some are not. Majority are, especially in California. Justin worked in a gym, and it sounds as though Josephine came on board into that gym and wanted to get some personal training. And one thing that Josephine said is she was, again, there was different trainers, and she was so happy that she got linked up with Justin. And when she came on board with Justin, her goal was just to lose 5 pounds. And it sounded as if like Justin goes, all right, I got something for you. And in 1 week, she was able to lose the 5 pounds. And I thought it was so cool in the story when Josephine said, yeah, I guess I'm done. I guess I hit my goal in a week. And then I guess from there, Josephine was introduced to a program. And again, with the lockdown and the social distancing, even Justin had to reinvent, right? Had to reinvent with gym closers. How am I going to support my clients? And so I guess the notion of BYB came into play. And this is the biggest thing. This is like this is what's exploding the business for Auntie. And I hope that's okay that I call her that.
That's
like
fine.
Okay, so Ate. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Auntie's fine. You can also. My kid is 36 years old, 34 years old. So it's not like a, like it's really close.
Okay.
Age.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go based on Sheila saying Ate. So I will go. I will say Ate. So
Thanks, Sheila.
and so Josephine came on board this program, and then there's this feeling of people need to be a part of this. And one thing that I've said months ago, I said this months ago, more than likely before, it was probably right before or right around the time that Ate came in, is this notion, the culture. See, if you want to write this down in your notes, program equals culture.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say people need to be a part of this program, but then if program equals culture, then you could say people need to be a part of this culture. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then when you have program or culture, write down all of the like bullet points of what makes that culture. Does that make sense? Because those bullet points, that's the combination lock. That's the combination lock to first and second gear. Again, I'm using a car analogy. And I don't know if you felt this, because I did, that you can tell within Ate, she has all, and you hear her talking about it. She talks about whether it be transformation or girls ladies empowering ladies, right? You hear all that. Those are all bullet points in the culture. And I don't know if you noticed when I asked Ate to describe the program, she did talk about losing weight. She did talk about using the supplements. But again, if you hear in the past maybe 15 minutes of the interview, she dropped bullet point after bullet point after bullet point of what the program was. But this is the thing. You feel in her passion a summarization of all of those bullet points. Passion is what's getting people on board, and it's creating a snowball effect, because there's a saying that energy is not this is my mentor would say this all the time: energy is not taught, it is caught. Like he would say it with so much pizzazz and so much energy. I'll say this again. He would always be, energy is not taught. He goes, it is caught. Like always explosive. And it's true. And the energy is passion. And it sounds as though she has brought people on board. And this is the thing, they want to see, they you know what they joined? This is what they joined. And I hope this is all really cool that I'm describing it this way. I hope it's all noteworthy. Again, program equals culture. Culture gives off feelings and emotions. So equals emotions and feelings. People want to be a part of a certain type of environment. So what she's implying is if you join this program, this is what you're going to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And they are signing up, they're coming on board because this is what they're saying. If that program makes you feel the way you do, I want to feel the way you do.
Does.
That's what it translates to.
Yes.
Because can I be honest with some of us here? Some people lose weight and for whatever reason they're still unhappy.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Here's another one. There are people that make money and they're still unhappy. There are people that make a lot of money and they're still unhappy. So it's not the money necessarily. It's not necessarily the transformation, right? It's about how someone feels. And people sign up based on how you feel. Does that make sense? And you just feel with Ate, man, that her energy is explosive.
So nervous.
It's explosive. And to me, that started the snowball. That started the snowball. And it sounds as though you have a lot of people already either on board for the next cycle or they're about to find out about it in the next couple of weeks.
They do. Yeah. Yes. Yes, do.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And so this is what I'm going to say again, Ate, thank you for sharing all this with us because I would say, don't get me wrong, we hear a lot of interviews and this one, I think the biggest take home message is passion seals the deal.
Yes, it does.
Boom, like that's a mic drop, in terms of with the interview. And so I'm going to ask Justin a couple questions if that's okay. Justin, I don't think you knew that you're going to be on interview, but I there's a reason why I want Justin in on this because first things first, BYB is for women. It's no man's land. I always like to joke about and it's kind of funny because one thing that Ate said is she can bring people. She's like kind of having people join TAP and basically the male program. I was kind of laughing about it because it's funny to me because women can do that.
Oh my gosh.
Women could do that. Women can tell their man, like, you need to be a part of that. And men are like, okay, all right. If it's the other way around, it puts a man at risk of their life, because it's, depending on the woman, they may like, what are you trying to say, But women can push their men, which is really cool. And again, it's just passion, this energy. So Justin, I know you help women with BYB, but you can't be in BYB. You know what I mean? Because you're a dude. So let me see where Justin went. Man, I just saw him.
Yeah, he's there. He's there.
Oh, Justin?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Where you at? Let me see.
There he is, right there.
Gotcha. All right, Justin, got to ask you some questions. And this is why, because it's Saturday Academy is all about taking the business to the next level, exploding business. So I want to ask some questions right out the gate. So you're a personal trainer, and you've been building this business, and I know Justin's been involved, here for the past couple of years, making money, making good side hustle money, I would say. But do you work right now? Is your gym that you work at open?
So a couple of weeks ago, they actually asked me to come back. And I remember you were mentioning how gyms are starting to adapt with outdoor training. So that's what my gym did. And they pretty much moved like the big equipments outside so the members can come back and work out. But it's not doing so well. That gym, the market is they're more older crowd. So they're still more like they still feel more at risk because of the whole pandemic and everything. Yeah. So they actually asked me to come back, and I actually resigned. So I told them I'm not coming back.
Yes.
Yeah. I told him I'm not coming back. I think when shutdown just happened, I felt like it was a sign to really go all in with RX and really kind of show myself what I can do with this business. And yeah, it was a leap of faith for sure because I had no idea how I was gonna, create an income and stuff. But then I just kind of realized like if I could do this for the gym, I can do this on my own and like use these skills that I've learned over the years as a trainer and learning from your trainings too, like using law of attraction and applying it. So I told myself, I think 2019, it was the year of the smart link, right? I practiced a lot of that and qualifying for like the gold retreats. So I felt like I had a niche. And so I think 2020 was like, how can I teach other people this skill? And you don't have to be a trainer to do this, but um, yeah. What brain?
Wow.
What was that?
No, this is good. Like as I said, I see the positive in everything that you're saying, because I hope if people are listening to this interview right now, people are like, wow, like, because what I caught from that is you relied on a job income, and then based on a leap of faith, and it's almost like the social distancing. There are parts about it that suck, like people getting sick. That part sucks, right? But looking at it positively, it really set the stage for your leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And now, you know what happened just in the past minute? Everyone just saw in the past minute that you were mind blown. Yeah. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure some of us here, right? Wouldn't you be like, I want to get there. I want to feel mind blown, where you're like, man, this is so cool. It's almost like I'm so glad I took that leap of faith.
Definitely.
And so here's a question that I have for you, because we do have personal trainers in this, but also anyone right now can operate on the system. Anyone can. And so can I ask you, when you brought some people on board, because you're dealing with guys and gals, mm-hmm. and my question to you, and if you haven't seen Justin's Facebook, if that's, I might show some stuff, I see you in the park, right? Or mm-hmm. I believe it's the park.
Yeah.
And you're working out with people. So do you work out with guys and gals in the same atmosphere? Is it no, like you train people separately?
Yeah, I did. I still do a little bit of one-on-one. I think now as the months went by, I followed up with a lot of my clients that were a part of the gym, and they missed the working out part. So I still practice a little bit of like sanitization and stuff like that. But majority of my clients are female. And so they messaged me. We set up some one-on-one training, but I also introduced the products to them. And I feel like that's my niche is it could go both ways. If they're looking for transformation as far as weight loss, I'll introduce them to the products. If they want to work out, I'll introduce working out and then introduce the products. So they could go either way. It depends on the person that I'm working with, and reading from them, reading their body language and how they're reacting to the conversation.
So can I ask you this question? How many women do you have in BYB? It's the funniest thing because you're a guy, but how many women do you have in that BYB program? Because again, it's all women. So how many do you have right now?
So this cycle that's ending, that we were able to enter in the BYB, it's 20. We have 20 ladies right now. But once cycle started, we had a lot more traction coming. Like Josie said, it's snowball effect. So we had a lot more ladies ask about the program after, and so we couldn't get them into BYB. So this is like it's a midpoint cycle that I started. So I'm kind of managing those cycles, and basically what we're doing is we're preparing them for the next BYB cycle, and so that way we can link all the systems and all together, so everyone's in the same community, everyone's enjoying together. They're all getting the same experiences together. So that way I'm not working too hard about one-on-one, you know. Um, so total, like inside and outside of the cycle, I think we're like hitting 42 total.
That's this is exciting. And as I said, this is just first and second gear. This is just first and second gear. And you have people already mind blown, fired up. The saying, believe it or not, as I said, I'm now my role in this business is now starting to become more relevant because I'm a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth gear trainer. Okay. As some of you may know, especially before the lockdown, I rarely did basic training. First and second gear stuff, I really didn't touch. But the first and second gear, I'm telling you right now, this is it. This is it. And you could be the judge. Some of us here have been involved for years. You could be the judge based on how I feel. But this to me, this is a game over play. It's been years in the making, but now it's going to happen. You know, Hun, did you want to say something?
Yes. Sorry, I can't show myself on camera right now, but I do want to say something about Justin and Josephine.
Woohoo!
So first off, with Justin, what I want to say is I've just seen him level up so much in 2020. He was leveling up in 2019 when we were doing the gold retreats, but I am just so impressed with his work ethic and what I can say about Justin. It's a treat to work with him. There is no way me and Josephine can manage all these ladies in BYB. Like, he helps me so much. He is so professional. Anytime I need his help with something, he makes it happen. If I need him to deliver a message to his ladies, he makes it happen. Like, we are literally collaborating to make this easier. Like, I help him, he helps me. And that's why it's so successful. The thing about Justin that I noticed that could differentiate him from other teammates is he takes his RX business as a business. He is organized. Like, you could just see it if you follow him on his stories or on his social media. It's not, he doesn't treat it like a side gig. Did you get that? It's not a side gig. He treats it like, this is it. I am an entrepreneur. I got to take charge of my business. He doesn't play it by chance. Like, let's just see how I do it this week. Like, he's on point. This boy has spreadsheets. Like, he keeps track of all his clients. Like, this is a business. He is operating it like a business. So that's what I've really seen Justin step into. And I'm so proud of you, Justin, for what you've growing and what you've become. And I know there's more for you. And so what he said, like, I had no idea he had those many people on the side. And even when Josephine came into BYB, it wasn't her first site. I mean, it wasn't her first time using Slenderize. I think it was either her second or third time. Second time. Yes. But she was still blown away by the community. So don't think that, oh, my person missed the cutoff. That's it. I have to just push them aside. Or there's no point to put them into the community anymore. Because believe me, there is something that they can still learn and attach to in a community that will take them further than 2 cycles. We have women, I'm telling you, at the end of every cycle, they've been in it for 3 cycles and they tell me, please don't kick me out yet. I still want to be part, you know? And the number 1 rule is, well, you got to just keep using the products. It's easy. And what's great is there's no admission fee to be part of the community. There's no coaching fee. What you pay are the products you consume. And so anyway, so what's great is I like how Justin is still prepping people. He said it, like, they did it, they missed the cutoff, but I'm gonna still take care of them and prep them for when they are able to enter into the community. Now I want to talk about Josephine real quick, because she's just so incredibly amazing. And everyone, like, I see the comments, they can just feel her passion, her energy. Like, you see what you get what you see with Josephine. there's a term in the community, they're called boss babes. And boss babes are the ladies who help run this community. They don't just take care of their own ladies, they take care of everyone's ladies.
Right.
And right now we're currently at 8 boss babes. And I'm really excited to let Josephine know that she is being inducted.
Oh my God.
Congratulations, Josephine.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila.
She
Oh my
has
gosh.
proven herself. She has
I'm
checked up.
thrilled.
It is an extensive list to be a boss babe because there's a lot of responsibilities. And she has proven herself. Justin has helped her with that. And she's going to help carry this community. So we are blessed to have you, Josephine.
Thank you. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Oh my gosh, Sheila. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You could see
that's the goal.
You could feel the energy, you could feel the vibe. And this is what I'm going to say to it is Slender Rise has been around for what, over 6 years? 6 years, 7 years. Slender Rise, Pure Nourish, all of these products have been around. And what I'm saying is we have seen in the past, prior to building this way, don't get me wrong, people have had great transformations. People have had great experiences with the products, but you see this snowball effect growth. But remember, these products have been around for 6 to 7 years. What's the biggest thing that's different? The culture. The culture. And that's what I've been saying for months, is the culture. So this is what I got to say. Sheila had to chime in. You could tell she was fired up. She was excited. Now I got to ask Justin this question. Because you're a guy and you bring people into a program that's all women, what is it that you put on the table? Because you are supporting them. I could see throughout the cycle, because this is what a lot of people think it is. And I want to tell people, no. But some people think, oh, okay, I'm going to, bring on board women, right? Bring them on board. And it's almost this feeling like since I'm a guy and they're all women, I'm just going to drop them off and then call it a day and walk away.
No.
Right? You heard Ate like, no, you know why?
No.
That's what it is.
He is
and
not.
they're wondering, why is their business not exploding? So what do you add? What is it that you add, Justin?
I would say extra support.
Right.
Even though they're in the community of the BYB and Zooms are on Sundays, and I believe they post daily too, like kind of like what we're doing in TAP. But I try to go the extra mile. I try to think of ways to make sure everything is clear, everything is understandable. Like I even leave I leave my door open. I actually tell them, like, for those that feel like they're struggling, I kind of read that they kind of say, oh man, I don't know if I could do this. I give them that extra encouragement. We'll jump on like a phone call, we'll jump on a text. I still have, I treat it like I'm a coach. So I check in with them, making sure that they're weighing in on time. They're sharing food with me, because the group has been getting bigger. We went from
Eight.
eight, iMessage. So it was just a small iMessage chat with
Yes.
some of the close girls. And then when this cycle happened, I had to turn it into a Facebook group chat. So I don't have a page or anything like that, but it's just a group chat. So everyone can chime in and share, like they share recipes. They share pictures of them working out. They ask me questions. Some of the ladies give tips too. So if I'm busy doing something, someone else can chime in and give the tip as well. And I try to make this whole process as simple as possible. I try to make the experience as high as possible. And I'm still getting more creative. Like me and Joe, we brainstorm a lot. Like, how can we make the experience even more thriving?
Enjoy.
This past cycle, I created a competition because from what I noticed, the previous cycle, the Zoom attendance was a little bit low. So I got creative with my business and just said, like, how can I get more of the ladies to jump on the Zoom so they can learn more from from Sheila and all the other boss babes. And so I threw out a competition. I used my own business money and I bought prizes. So it was a first, second, and third prize. The rules were you had to jump on the BYB Zoom, you had to like participate, you know, and when you do that, that's going to naturally have them like look towards like the, you know, they want to win the prize, but they're also getting exposure and learning tips about themselves and why they shouldn't be eating what they ate before. And so if you can like get them to be more knowledgeable why not the bad foods and why these products are so awesome, like it just gets them more fired up. And it's crazy because like they buy like when they hear a new product come out, and then I'm just like, oh snap, like
And
man,
they share too, and they share
oh
to
yeah,
their, yeah, oh my gosh, they're just, yeah,
it's insane. It's because we meet up at the park sometimes, and like there's samples going.
yeah.
One of the titas, she just blurted it out and everyone heard, and she's like, man, I love these vitamins, like they make me feel so good.
Yeah, and she's not even an ambassador, or she's just, she became like a rep, like she just share.
Yeah, and it's totally natural. Everything is organic.
Natural, yes.
Everyone's just sharing their passion. Like if you hear Joe here on this Zoom, imagine like 20 of them just all at the park.
Oh my God.
You know, sometimes they speaking in Tagalog, and I'm trying to pick that up too. So I'm like reading body language and stuff, but I get more creative with it. You know, I just gave out those prizes. Some of the ladies, they won RX gear. They won. I even gave out coconut oil from the Philippines, the traditional ones that we use in Fresh Start. I gave out free products, and it turned out that having that competition made the cycle bigger and made it more exciting. And then now again, another snowball is coming for this next season.
Yeah,
So
it's coming. Yeah.
getting more
It,
creative with the next prizes, and I'm even doing like hosting a boot camp for like extra workouts if they wanna learn how to work out. Maybe this next cycle I'm thinking of like a field day where they can have a little friendly competition, like a you know sandbag run or something like that, water balloon
oh
fight.
my gosh.
Still something, so,
Be careful.
it's gonna be social distancing, but we'll have fun with it, you know. So yeah.
You know, this is what I'm gonna say. I heard a lot of great information from the both of you, and I know we're cutting short on time, but this is what I believe, the nuggets, and that's why I feel that's why I feel I exist, because some of us here are able to catch certain nuggets, and some of us here may not. I'll be like, that's a nugget. That you got to write down. That to me is a 6-figure nugget, or that's a 7-figure nugget right there. You got to take notes on that. And there are so many nuggets. And that's what, so some of us here, when Duke says nugget, is it just something you take a note on? To me, no, this is what I believe. A nugget is something that's going to change your income bracket. A piece of information where your business is going to transform. Your business is not going to be the same. And there were so many nuggets that were brought on this. This is how I feel that we could literally do an MIT on this. Because this is what my brain thinks, how to maximize a cycle. How to maximize a cycle. Because I'm going to say this in theme, I feel some people, their businesses are not exploding right now. And it's because of this feeling, this, all right, hear me out here. And I say this to scare people in a positive way. It's that one and done mentality. That one and done mentality is such a killer. And what does that mean? That some people just, their goal is just to shuffle people on board the program or on the cycle. And it's that whole notion of one and done. Like, all right, my goal was to facilitate your needs to get on board, and your experience is all on you. That to me is the one and done. And that's a killer. The people that are exploding their businesses right now, it's not one and done. It's the business just started. The support just started. Does that make sense? So I'm going to say this again. You got to ask yourself, if you've been doing a cycle, 2 cycles, 3 cycles, and your goal is to build a business, I'm going to ask you all, what position were you before? Were you that type of person where I brought them on board, I felt that was my role, and then let the cycle and the culture of the cycle just run it on autopilot? Look, that one and done mentality, as I said, I haven't seen anyone explode the business with that mentality. And this is going the past 4 or 5 months. The people that have been exploding the business, listen, I'm going to reiterate what Justin did. Justin was thinking, how can I better support these people? This is the shocker though, that Justin, we're talking about a program that he can't even be physically a part of because he's a guy. How about the women that are actually in the program and they can actively participate? Do you know, man, how many nuggets were said in a 5-minute period? All the things that he did. Man, my pencil, if it was a pencil, if it was a pen, it wouldn't. My pencil, if it was pencil to paper, would have caught fire. I would be like, oh God, I would have to put the fire out because it's like he does this, he does this, he does this, he does that. This. I'm telling you, I'm saying this again. He's a guy that can't even be a part of it. He has to be a part of it on the outside. He is adding support, and there are women that are a part of that. This is what I'm saying. Is that the game changer? Right? Is that the game changer? He has right now around 40 people. And I think it's going to be more going into the next cycle. Man, he is en route to triple digits. And this is the thing. Y'all hearing me out on this? Y'all hearing me on this? You're going to have participants and then you're going to have your community leaders. Okay? You're going to have your community leaders. And so when it's funny, it's like building a service club. If some of you in high school back in the day know service clubs and building, legitimately, that's what it is. You're building a service club that is multifunctional, and it could also lead to a blessing, not just for them. The value you give them is their blessing. The value to you, it can provide a lifestyle. How awesome is that? That you can run this massive, and some of us here back in high school, service clubs. You're running a massive service club that could take care of you and your family too. It's not just like charity, so to speak, because we have a comp plan with this. How cool is this? But your community leaders, for Sheila, I will classify them as boss babes, what she refers to as boss babes. These are women that are fresh start graduates. There's a whole list of things, and they have a heart of a healer, right? And there's around 160 plus women, but there's only at the moment like 7 boss babes. So if you notice, there's a small fraction are boss babes. So this is what I'm trying to say. You have participants in your group, and you're going to have your own community leaders. But I strongly suggest this though. Don't just label it, because if you say, oh, this is a community leader, but you leave out certain details, you might have people that are not ready to be that type of person. And it's very hard to undo that. Does that make sense? Because you want these people to be like the shining example. If someone wants to take their experience to the max, to the full potential, it's like saying, these are the people that you want to take note of. These are the people that you want to model after. So it needs to be a very strong, logical list. Okay, so this is where I'm getting at. Listen to me on this one. I feel this is a big nugget here. The origin of the term Kaizen support. If you notice, we have a Facebook group page called Kaizen Support. It's called Kaizen Support International because it's supposed to be an international business. And I believe because of these programs, first and second gear, with all the other gears, it will be an international business, a strong international business. But it starts at an epicenter. So Justin, for example, he's building his own sector within the Kaizen support. So let me explain the logic here. Kaizen, I actually learned when I was in college, taking business class, and Kaizen is the Japanese work ethic. It is the Japanese business model of constant development and constant improvement. What has been said about Kaizen, it's also known as TQC in America. If you know, America back in the 70s, in the 60s, were industrial giants. They were the giant when it came to innovation and manufacturing. And as you all know, the goal in the United States is to bring that back here to the States. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is after the World War, Japan World War II, Japan had to rebuild themselves. And so they figured, let's take note on perhaps the strongest nation in the world, which was the United States. And they realized they had something called TQC, which is total quality control, which also meant constant development. How do we improve? How do we make it better? How do we make it better? How do we make it next level? Japan adopted that philosophy, and you could so see that they were, for the longest time, technology giants. For the longest time, and they still make incredible product, okay? But as I said, you could see that. So I was inspired by that 20 years ago. And so the team spirit, it was never a team name. Even to this day, it's not a team name. I always call it a team spirit, is Kaizen, bettering your best. It's funny because Sheila, her community is called BYB. But if you think about it, BYB is another term for Kaizen. BYB is Kaizen because it's constant development, constant improvement, bettering your best. So hence, there's another word to it, Kaizen support. So what does it mean? Well, if we're gonna go based on BYB, bettering your best support. And it gives me the chills. What Justin is doing right now is literally what I obsessed over when I was 19, 20 years old. And it led to a multiple 7-figure income. You are building a community, and that community all came on board for specific reasons. You know what I love? See, a year ago, there was way too much emphasis on the money. There was way too much. And I felt it was so out of balance, and it was like a wild horse. And I was like, man, like we got to rebalance this thing. And I felt that way for the longest time. And you know what I love? That making money in today's culture is almost secondary for a majority. If you notice, it's all about people coming on board and getting an amazing transformational experience. And that's exactly what Fred Cooper wanted, our CEO. Now he's going to be chairman of the board soon. An amazing transformational experience. So where's Justin coming in? Because he's dealing with a community of women. How do I better my best in supporting them? Throwing incentives. See, there were so many nuggets. I don't want people to think, oh, I got to throw incentives. There was 10 more nuggets on top of that. How do I make sure that what they signed up for far exceeds their expectations? And you add support to that. To me, that's a 7-figure play. That's a 7-figure play. But now you understand the origin, because we could have just been known as Kaizen. That's it. But why is it Kaizen support? Because the term put together is, how do you better your best on how you support your people towards the reasons why they joined? Why did they join? Let's exceed those expectations and let's get it better. That's the whole reason why it's called Kaizen support. And you do it internationally. That's now you know the origin of why it is what it is, and it's a team spirit. And Justin, so can am I mistaken? You live off on your own now?
Yeah.
When did you make that move?
A month ago.
Talk about another leap of faith.
Yeah.
You lived out on your own in the middle of a pandemic?
Yeah. Got a little studio.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little studio. Leap of faith?
Definitely.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of leap of faiths.
Yeah, this is the year. This is the year for sure. I mean, with ARCs blowing up and stuff, man, like I feel secured. I feel secured with ARCs. So I don't see it yet, but I just know it's on the way.
Building a parachute on the way down?
Yep, definitely.
I might as well give a rule, because some people might be inspired to get their own studio tomorrow. And so, you know what I'm going to say? When you jump, you don't put a blindfold on, have your eyes open. Some people go, I'm jumping, and they jump with their eyes closed, and that doesn't end well. Does that make sense? You're supposed to have your eyes open and building a parachute on the way down. But it sounds as though, I know Justin, I know you're not done. What is it that you saw with your business where you felt that you can take that leap of faith? What is it? Did you see that it was growing? What was it?
I would say a lot of things. A lot of things went through my head like during pandemic and shutdown. Like, um, I just felt like this was the best time to really make something of myself because with shutdown, I had to overhaul everything. I was out of a job. I got furloughed. Um, RX is making these big moves, and it's funny. Like I made like an affirmation, like I'm gonna come out of this quarantine like a millionaire. You know, just trying to think big, like completely different. Even during January, I wrote down some notes, and it was weird. Like it was before even shutdown happened. In my notes, I said my life is going to completely change. It's never going to be the same, and in a positive way. And February happened in March, and then shutdown happened. I was like, oh wow, this is really going to happen. So I had to overhaul everything. And feeling secure is just because like all the skills, all the trainings, when you say apply it ASAP, like for some reason it started to internalize a little bit more, and I felt more confidence in myself that it wasn't my job that how can I put this? It was my own mentality that is determining what I'm doing to survive or doing to make a living or doing to thrive. And so I really felt like it's really what you tell yourself and holding yourself accountable for it. Um, just there's just so many cool things happening with the company, and I feel good about it. I feel good that me supporting my people, my clients, I'll get taken care of regardless. So I just, in a way, I'm putting myself as selfless and giving myself to my people in a way, if that makes sense.
It does. Like, oh my God. I'm telling you, there's not enough time to talk about this. And I hope I'm not boring people by talking about, literally, I am obsessed over showing people how to break 6 and 7 figure incomes. I'm like, believe it or not, I'm obsessed over it. Not saying I haven't been, but it's first and second gear. Again, I'm going back to the analogy. First and second gear, I felt like it needed to be dialed in a certain way. And I'm like, first and second gear is so amazing and so awesome. Now I can show people, I feel like now I can show people like the stuff that I've learned, and not just because I've ran it, myself. I was out there in the field building it up. And I've helped a lot of people. I've coached a lot of people on certain things. And it's like, for me, I want to have a personal talk with Justin, be like, Justin, where you're at right now, you do this, this, and this, you'll break 6 figures. If you do this, this, and this, you'll break 7 figures. Because one, he has his first and second gear locked in. If you want to make that type of money, first and second gear has to be like perfection. And that talk that I had with Justin, I'm going to say this and we're going to close out because we're right at noon. And man, the time I didn't know all this information was going to be shared. But please hear me out on this. Hear me out on this, because people are going to make fortunes soon. And I wouldn't say that a year ago. I wouldn't say that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I'm just that type of person that I feel like if I don't feel strongly about it, I will still talk highly, but there's just certain things I can't say because I don't feel it's locked in yet. But first and second gear is so awesome. And what is Justin doing? His goal is to try to better his support in first and second gear. That's what he's doing. And you know what I believe? Because look, most people during this lockdown, they're not thinking about moving, getting his own place. It's one thing if you lived on your own, like for Sheila and myself, we lived on our own. We had a house and we moved to another house. You're just going from a house to a house. For Justin, he lived with people. He had a lot of roommates. And he got his own studio. You do something that's different. That's different from moving from a house to a house. And so you wouldn't do that unless you felt very strongly that things were put together enough where it made sense. That means he had to have enough faith in what he was doing with the community. Look, the money you make is all based on your community. And what do I mean by community? the size of the people that you're impacting. You are creating an environment where people can thrive. And when I say thrive, it's not just about money. I'm telling you, a year ago, I'm being very transparent about this. When people thought thrive, they thought about opportunity and business. And I always said it's one factor. But that one factor was like seriously 70 to 80% of the spirit. And it always kind of got underneath my skin. But I couldn't say anything. I had a hard time saying stuff about it. But I felt, as I said, with Fred Cooper, I believe transformation experience is, man, when the skincare line comes out, that's another thing to add on to the transformation in an experience. That should be 70 to 80%. Because you're never gonna hear someone talk crap. Like, let's think about this. Someone goes, man, I dropped 20 pounds. And they start talking crap on the product. Really? You just dropped 20 pounds, you're gonna talk crap on the product? If someone has a great physical transformation, why would they talk crap on it? Do you see what I'm saying? It's hater proof. It's hater proof. And so he locked in on first and second gear, bettering his best on how to support. And I wanted to emphasize, some people think it's a one and done. It's not it. But here's the other thing. He's dreaming big. He's dreaming big. This is the last thing I'm going to say. And then I'm going to show a video. And Lonnie, I guess we're going to have to save your interview, but man, I know your interview is going to probably light it up too. Because I saw that journey towards her going title. Okay, and all I'm going to say was it's a very interesting one. And I think it's one that a lot of people can relate to, because you know what I'm going to say? Some people have been stuck in their title for too long. Some people have been stuck in their title or maybe stuck at a lifestyle that doesn't make them happy for too long. And the biggest theme of Lonnie's talk is how to break that cycle, how to break the insanity, I would say. But here's the thing for Justin, and this is kind of like my advice to him. You're on to something right now. You're on to something right now. And I'm saying, because I could say this privately to him, but I'm saying this publicly so people could take note on this. And this is what I'm going to say. You have to, all inclusive, really dream big about the lifestyle that you want to have. So many of us here are afraid to dream. And I keep saying it. And if I could talk to people personally, I'd be like, because no one's here, I was talking about you. And I say it out of love. Why I'm saying it to help you. Why would I? It's not for me to bust someone's ego and make me feel superior. None of that. I see someone that wants more, but they feel stuck. And I want to see them win. Does that make sense? And seriously, when you see people that way, where you want to see them win, whether it's a transformation or a physical, whatever it is, and all you care about, like if you hear what Justin's like, I just want to make sure that these people, and then he filled in the blank. It's all about them. Even Jose Ate said the same thing. It's about them. Man, the blessings are crazy. But this is what I'm saying. The question is, how blessed do you want to be? And this is what I believe based on the universe. The universe will give you what you want. Just make sure you have it all written down. Does that make sense? It's like going to a restaurant. They will make the food that you want. But you better make sure you tell them exactly what you want. Does that make sense? If you go to a restaurant, you got to place your order. I want this, this, and this. We do it no problem at a restaurant, right? You placed your order. If you want an incredible lifestyle, you got to place your order. And so many people are afraid to place their order. And you know what? It is free. It is free to place your order. Why are people so scared? Some people may call it dream building. Dream building to me is just the time. So I could place my order. Once you place your order, what is your service? And what is Justin doing? Justin is saying, well, my service is helping them, in a nutshell, be mind blown by their transformation. That's what I do. And every day I think, how do I make it better and more efficient? He's talking about a water balloon fight. And I'm just saying that, if you're dealing with an older crowd, you got to make sure, and he knows, you don't want someone slipping on a rubber balloon, you know what I mean? So safety will all be, but he's thinking out of the box to help them have a fun experience and burn calories. That's what he's doing. He's thinking outside the box. That's where his business is at. Okay. So my advice to Justin, when you place your order with the world, the universe, God, right? Again, however you want to determine, when you place your order for the lifestyle that you want to have. Then from there, just use your imagination on the number of people that are on board the community. There are two numbers that you got to have, and I can't tell you what the right number is. You will know it in your gut. You will know it in your gut. All right. And that number, there's two numbers. One is, what is the big number of people in these communities having a great experience? More than likely, it's going to be in the hundreds. More than likely, it'll probably be 1,000 people. And you know what? If you're already at 40, you know you're 100 is not too far away. I'm telling everyone, first and second gear, you better master it now. Master it now. Master the details. Get the training material now. Why? 2021, I'm telling you, people are going to be so sick and tired of 2020. They're going to look at 2021 with a vengeance. And if you don't have first and second gear mastered, man, you're going to miss out on the biggest rush of business, because you're going to have a rush of transformations, and that indirectly is a rush of business. So exciting. But you got to place your order. Again, what is it that you want? I want to live here. I want to have this, I want to be able to, let's say, I know Justin's, his goal is getting a queen. I'm sure if, I haven't asked him directly, but I know, okay, he got the smile of truth. So is to have that queen and to show I will be the provider that you are dreaming of. You look at that. He's like, yeah, that's a smile of truth right there. So I could see that's what he's working on, and he's on that path. You're going to have two numbers. One, how big is the community? One. Two, what's the size of the community leaders? You cannot have that size being the only one. A small fraction of them will be community leaders. If you notice with Sheila, she has the BYB, but she also has the Boss Babes. It's a smaller community, and their heart, right? One attribute is they have a big heart for the people they serve. That's just one attribute. You got to have those two numbers, and then all you do is you charge the mountain on how to expedite that process. When you're going too fast, you could tell, because quality gets watered down. When you're going too slow, people get bored. You have to be at the right speed. With that being said, I'm going to show a closing video. Very fitting, very, very fitting of everything that's going on right now. And these two, again, thank you both to Ate Josephine and Justin for sharing. It's a very dynamic interview experience. And I want to show this video, and I'm like, man, how awesome is it? Because I feel it